Hi everybody, 18th of September and another day in my daily diaries of looking after my wife with Parkinson's and dementia. I don't know, last night, by the time we got home and done, the carers came back at 8 o'clock. Really nice, really nice couple they are. They're not a couple, to be honest. I asked them today, I didn't ask it if you're a couple, but is there any children, etc. And he said I've got two, and she said I've not. I'm getting married soon, so the company that they work for, it's called Dignity in Life. Sort of fitting, really, to be honest. They're sort of very quiet and go about doing what they're doing. When they came again this morning, give Angie a wash, emptied the cafe to think, put some clean bedding on, put some clean nightie on her, and then came back at dinner time. Wasn't much to do dinner time because Angie was asleep. I said no, just leave her. So and they said, do you want us to do anything else? Any pots washing or anything like that? Which I thought were nice. I know it's probably part and parcel of the job, but just to ask. They could have just sort of said, right, we're off then, and gone and sat in the car and had half an hour to themselves, So she said, if anything you need, just ask us, don't just think we're just here to come and do this. So, well, I mean, that's what they do, they're used to it, I suppose. Oh, a minute, I've got some writing down here. Oh, yesterday, last night, the neighbour that brought me that bag of food, one day last week I think it was, or early when I come back from hospital that time, got a bag with some milk and bread and stuff. She could have knocked on the door, hadn't been in long, or the ambulance hadn't been gone long, shall I say. And she knocked on the door, got a plate with 2 dishes of homemade cheese and onion pie, homemade, and a dish full of mashed potato, carrots, peas, cabbage, broccoli, and it's enough for 2 meals. And she hadn't even realised Angie was home. I said, she said, no, I didn't, I must have been out when the ambulances arrived, bringing her home. So isn't that nice? I still don't know the woman's name. They're only a youngish couple. You tend to expect this sort of stuff off older people, but they must only be, I don't know, late 20s. That's about all, because they've got 2 sort of young kiddies who are still at junior school. So really, really sort of cheered me up that. There is some good in the world. It's not all shit and bad news. But you don't hear that side, do you? Somebody rang from the hospice last night and gave me an emergency number, nighttime number if I need it, which Lucy's confirmed, because Lucy's been today. She's given me 2 numbers actually, and also if bear in mind if it does get a bit much for me at home, the hospice care, the end of life care is available. And I said no, she's staying at home, Lucy, I'm sorry, but I said no, it's fine, but just in case people say that, and sometimes it becomes a bit much. So that woman's a diamond. She really is a diamond. She also said, do you discuss with the family just how ill Angie is? So I said, well, I won't say we discuss it. People come up and see for themselves and then they'll text me, but I don't think I'm very good at explaining just how ill she really is. And I said, well, our lad Wayne, I'm sorry I'm doing this, and the washer's on again. I never give it a thought. I know it interferes sometimes and you can't hear me proper. And I said, our lad's coming over tomorrow, Friday. And Cody Lee's coming over with her too. I didn't know he was after school. I just said, Cody Lee's coming over with her too. And Lucy said, would you like me to come over and have a chat with them? You know, and just explain exactly how ill Angie is. So again, I said, yes, please. So she's coming over. So I've been in touch with Wayne and Cody Lee, and as Cody Lee was going to come and pick the kids up from school and come straight over after school, but because Lucy's being here for 12:30, 1:15 tomorrow. So she's going to get a lift off Wayne, and then Joe, Cody Lee's fella, is going to pick the kids up after school because he finishes work in the afternoon. He's going to pick the kids up from school and come over afterwards. So at least, you know, they can get it like properly from Lucy, really, rather than, you know, making their own minds up and trying to read between the lines of my texts and stuff. You know, because they'll say, how was Nan done today, or how was Mum done? I'll say, oh, she's had, you know, half a cup of water or half a yoghurt, and she's had some of it. Oh, that's good. So she's, and I think, it's not, but I can't explain it properly. So Lucy's going to do it for me tomorrow. She's been in bed, obviously she's been in bed, but this morning the carers came, and when they'd gone, I managed to get her to eat half a yoghurt. But not much. I don't know what I'm doing with this tea. You know, I'm making it too sweet, or it's too thick. I don't know. So I'm keep going back to the juice and the water. But she's not taking much of that though either. The carers came. Again, it didn't sound 12:30. I've just said that. Yeah, so there wasn't much for them to do. When they came at 4 o'clock, we had to phone the district nurse because that catheter thing, whatever it's called, was leaking. So that's what the washer's on for now. The bedding all had to come off, change out bedding. So that's being washed now as we speak. So anyway, they spoke to the district nurse, and she's coming out tomorrow. And so they had a discussion. They need some this, that and the other, so the nurse is sorting that out, and I don't know what time the nurse is coming yet. I'll maybe get a phone call at some point, or if I've not heard, when Lucy arrives, Lucy will probably know. If not, she'll find out. She finds everything else out, you know. Diamond, that woman, no wonder she teaches. She's a Macmillan nurse, and she teaches other nurses how to be Macmillan nurses. She really is. For tea though, what I did for Angie's tea after they'd gone, she was getting very sleepy, so I let her sleep. Sat with her for a while. So all I've done, I've just sat. Now, old Marilyn came over, her fella. You know, had half an hour, and then we come and sat in the dining room while Angie was asleep. You know, for 3/4 an hour before they went, and then went back in to see her, but she would have woken up by then. So anyway, Marilyn went, so I sat with Angie, just sat beside her on a chair, put my head on pillow with her, you know, and chatting about, you know, this, that and the other, and what was, and what we're going to do, and when we move, you know, just that sort of stuff. She's just looking at me, you know, she can't really move her head properly. She just moves her eyes and that, you know. She did a bit of, you know, hand squeezing, right, and she just squeezed me hand if, you know, so at one point I said, squeeze me hand if you want chicken soup, or squeeze me hand if you want mash with gravy, you know, with mash with a lot of butter in. So she squeezed me hand on that, so I did. I made some more, because last night she didn't eat much of it. I thought, well, I'll put the gravy on it tonight. So I just put it back in the microwave. I put it in the microwave and then put a lot of butter with it. It was really sort of mushy, and then I poured the gravy in and mixed it all in. I tasted it, and it was nice, and it was nice enough to put on a spoon and sort of, not dribble into her mouth, but it sort of flew off the, or fell off the spoon in her mouth, and she ate it all, and it was a right good dollop. It was a right good dollop of it as well, and she ate it all. I really expected off that I'd sooner do too much and throw it away than not enough, so she ate it all. And then I give her some. I said, "Do you want some ice cream?" So what I did, I've got some of them mini dairy milk ice cream, like white ice cream, and they're wrapped in chocolate, the mini ones, because she used to love them. Anyway, so I took the chocolate off, just left a bit to it, and got it off the lolly stick and put it in a bowl again, and just chopped it all up and mixed it. And she ate all that as well. So that was uplifting. That was pleasing. With a probably not quite enough fluid, I would say, but at least the ice cream and that went down well. So, and then I've just been sat with her again, late sat, with my head up, put my feet up, my bum going numb on this hard chair at the side of her, and just chatting. And I said I'll get the telly sorted tomorrow. I'll get it down. Well, Cordelia and Wayne's here. I can go in loft and get it down and get that set up hopefully, because I've got a Sky multi-room box thing I've never been used yet, so I'll just set that up to it because it's a smart telly I've got. And then it's there if it's an option. You can either put it on, because I've just said, well, when the carers have been at between 8 and 8:30, once they've been, that's me done. I'm going to get my shower now, get a bite to eat, shall I say, now, get my shower, and just be in my dressing gown when they come. And as soon as they've gone, I'm just going to sit down and have a half an hour's chat with Mr. Daniels and get to bed. I had a good night's sleep last night, and I want another one tonight. So if I can get in bed about 9:30, 9:45 at the latest, that'll be good, because I know I'll nod off straight away. I've just rearranged the bedroom a bit, so it's a bit tidy and a bit easier to get, manoeuvre around. Because remember, we've still got that king size bed in the room as well. But luckily, it's a bloody big room. Yeah, so that's where I am. That's where I am today. A little bit more, not as flat as I was last night, but still not sort of full of the joys of spring, shall we say. Not got my full optimistic head and my positive head on, but I'm trying to get there. Trying to be more positive. And as each day goes on, I'll get there. I'll get there, because I know it is what it is. I know that. So, right, okay. Again, thanks for listening. Thanks for all your comments. I'm struggling to get through them all, actually, to reply, even if I just reply with a couple of X's. There's that many coming through now. But keep them coming. Keep them coming. I enjoy looking at them and reading them, and I will reply at some point. Like I said, even if it's just a couple of X's. So again, yeah, thanks for sending them. Keep listening. Send me your comments and forward these on again, please. This isn't now just about caring for people. It's moving on now from what it's like being a carer to dealing with this stage as well, and how the carers and loved ones have to deal with it, because it's hard. It's really hard. Right, okay. I'm said I'm going, so I'm going this time. So again, as per usual, I'll do another one tomorrow. You take care now. Bye.